following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today we're going to conduct a sea trial of a new luxury yacht from Monte Carlo Yachts collection, the MCY 80. She sits squarely in the center of the 7-yacht lineup that runs from 65 on up to 105, and each carries the quality of build, fit, and finish the manufacturer has become so well known for. Let's start by looking at her operational features, beginning with the flying bridge. The flybridge helm is ahead of a flip seat back. Two 15-inch screens make up the main display panel. The twin man displays are to the far left, and we can select what to display on those main screens. Then we have the autopilot, trim tab controls, a tri-data display. The compass is nestled right into the center. The second selectable display, and a touchscreen on the right is dedicated to systems controls. Below are our drink holders, a covered switch panel, the engine control panel, the windlass control, the remote spotlight panel, the Zenta joystick that integrates the main engines with the bow and stern thrusters for precision handling around the dock, as we'll see in a moment, the steering wheel, a bit low for operating while standing, but the majority of time spent underway on this yacht will be on autopilot, the throttles, and remote for the forward displays. The lower helm is center mounted, and there's space alongside for guests to accompany the captain, a nice feature particularly in an owner-operator scenario. There's a single-piece windshield, but we did notice a bit of distortion at the curves to the sides of the windshields. The helm station consists of a wood console with two leather-wrapped pods, each housing a 20-inch multifunction touchscreen. A tri-data display is in the center, just below the compass, both right in line with the operator. A center leather-wrapped station houses the steering wheel mounted to a fixed base. The lower panel houses the Seakeeper gyro control pad, the Watermaker control, the Zenta joystick, the engine controls, trim tab controls, and the switch pad that houses the windshield wipers. I always notice with Monte Carlo Yachts how the magnetic ignition keys fit together nicely and come apart to insert into the panels. The seat is comfortably plushed and includes flip armrests, bolster, footrest, and electrically adjusts up and down, fore and aft. It's upholstered in Trebin, a soft leather-like material that's color matched to the helm. A third control station is at the aft deck for docking. At the working end of the bow, the windlass is on an elevated platform for ease of use. The all-chain rode leads out to a through-the-stem anchor roller. Hatches to port and starboard lead to rode storage, while the starboard also houses a fire hose and remote for the windlass. The hatches are back-gelled, held open by a support strut, and held closed with a turn-and-lock latch. As we make our way aft from the port side deck, we come to the access door for the crew quarters. This leads to a rather steep set of stairs with storage shelves just ahead. At the bottom of the stairs is a double stateroom with over-under berths. The next doors are for the washer and dryer. Across is storage, then the crew shower, then the head, and at the far end is the captain's cabin, ideally set up for a husband and wife crew. The engine room is also accessed from the crew quarters through a watertight door. Inside is plenty of working room around the twin man engines. Sea strainers are right at the center walkway. To the outsides, the generators are under a workbench to each side. Fuel filters are ahead. All the way to the back is the Seakeeper gyro, and just above is the bronze tie bar connecting the two rudder arms. As for little details, we noticed all fittings were double clamped. Shore power cords are in the risers to the steps from the swim platform and are connected to an electric cord reel. We secure the MCY 80 to the dock by way of heavy-duty cleats located to both sides. At midships, they're matched to the elongated rail. At the aft deck, warping winches are also fitted, and heavy-duty rollers form the base for the curved rail just above. Foot control switches are below. So now we get ready to get underway. And we love testing the tight quarter capabilities of larger yachts, and this one is so tight, we had to position 5 guys around the boat to keep watch. It's like they don't trust me. So with the help of the Zenta joystick and the wonderful responsiveness of the systems, we eased our way out of the tight confines of the dock and into the narrow canal. The Monte Carlo Yachts MCY 80 has a length overall of 80 feet 9 inches, a beam of 20 feet 2 inches, and a draft of 6 feet 1 inch. With an empty weight of 126,458 pounds, 36% fuel, and 5 people on board, We estimated our test weight at 130,393 pounds. Now, we tested real-world conditions, and the real world on this test day was dishing out winds at 20 to 25 knots and seas running 4 to 6 feet. Not ideal, but interesting to see what we'd get. With the twin MAN 1650 horsepower V12 engine spooled up to 2350 RPM, we reached our top speed of 30.1 knots. Let me say that again, 30 knots in 4 to 6 foot seas. There really is no best cruise as the range increases linearly as we back off on the throttle, but at the MAN recommended cruise setting of 80% power, we were at 2000 RPM and 23.8 knots. That speed produced a fuel burn of 117.5 gallons per hour, which translated into 289.3 nautical miles, all while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 6,000-liter total fuel capacity. Now, as for how she handled those seas, it was quite remarkable. She simply shouldered through with no pounding or heavy hitting, just slicing through, but yes, throwing water everywhere while doing so. It was a surprisingly comfortable cruise with nothing sliding all over the decks, no joinery creaking or rattling, nothing adverse. Naturally, she handled some directions better than others. Beam seas were comfortable. Following seas seemed to be the best ride thanks to her sharp entry. As we returned to the marina, we got one more chance to see how well she handles in tight spaces. She was too long to bring straight down the fairway and turn around for docking, so we had to back her all the way down for the approach. Then it was just a matter of ever so delicately maneuvering her into position so the crew could tie her up. Another testimony to how well MCY yachts can be maneuvered. So yet again, we're seeing a luxurious yacht that handles quite well and takes offshore conditions quite comfortably. On top of that, she shows excellent maneuverability when the surroundings close in, all in a yacht with the fit and finish we've come to expect from the brand, but that's another video, be sure to look for it. For now, that's our sea trial of the MCY 80 from Monte Carlo Yachts. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.